So basically, it was about 2009, me and my girlfriend, let's call her Lee, had been going steady with a long-distance relationship for about 6 months. Things were great. We would talk all the time, and she seemed like the sweetest girl ever. One random night, I get a text from some random girl screaming at me saying how I'm going to go to hell, and saying how much of a piece of shit I am for abusing her friend, how she thought so highly of me until then, and how she hopes I end up in jail. Me being completely confused, I replied to this girl asking who she was and what the hell she was talking about. She replies back saying that she's Lee's best friend, and how Lee just texted her saying she's apparently lying on the floor in pain with a broken wrist, because I apparently came over to her house and beat the shit out of her. Apparently, I busted in through the door and slammed her to the ground, stomped on her wrist, and repeatedly kicked her in the ribs. Keep in mind, I am in a completely different state miles away. So, again being confused as fuck, I deny the accusations, and decide to text my girlfriend asking what the fuck her apparent friend was talking about. She texts me back talking about how she never thought I'd do that to her, and how she loved me and all this other bullshit. I'm sitting here fucking baffled as to why the fuck this shit is happening. Moments later, I get another text from her friend saying that if I ever move back to Ohio, she's gonna hunt me down. I try to explain to this girl that I have never even been to Ohio, and that I've lived in Florida my entire life, which I still do. She comes back saying how I've been living in Ohio, and I met Lee at school, and how I was moving away today, and that's when I came and beat the shit out of Lee. I say fuck it to both these chicks and decide to turn off my phone and call it a night. Wake up next morning to 3 long-ass texts from my GF. Basically, it was her apologizing, saying she had no idea what she was doing last night, and is deeply sorry and hopes I'll forgive her. At the time, my Lee was experimenting with various drugs, so me being an idiot thought that maybe it was one of those nights, and she just got in a weird headspace and say something. Either man. So I forgive her, and we carry on the rest of our day like a normal couple. A week later down the line, I get a text from the same friend saying how I apparently threatened Lee into not talking about the abuse, saying how I would go back to Ohio and finish the job. I text Lee again, and she confirms what her friend texted me. At this point, I'm fucking tired of her games. I've never met the woman in my life. I met her through a fucking video game online. We've only ever Skyped and sent pictures to each other. That's the closest I've gotten to seeing and hearing her voice. I ignore them. Few hours later, she sends me the same sob story about how she doesn't know what was wrong with her, and she's so sorry, and it'll never happen again. At this point, I'm done and break up with her. That's that. The reason I decided to write about this story is because I recently connected with that old friend of hers.